These three athletes have something in common. No, it's not the steroids. No, it's not the early morning start. No, it's not the type of training that they do. Definitely not the steroids, because at least one of these three athletes compete in a drug-tested environment. What they do have though, and what I observe, is that they have a very, very good ability in order to learn what to prioritize based on their current situation and based on their goal. Gordon Ryan sacrificed his stomach issues to compete at a high level, winning so many titles. But eventually last year, his body basically told him stop and is forced to prioritize his health. Simone Biles knew the risk of being an Olympian and has so many medals, but eventually she said no more as her mental health was slowly declining. And who can ever forget the infamous Eddie Hall situation where he basically collapsed after his 500 record deadlift and winning World's Strongest Man. I think now he's retired and reached his goal, and now he's doing on the YouTubes and he's pretty successful. Look, I'm not here to tell you to be like these athletes. Obviously, these are genetically gifted individuals, and more than likely, if you are watching this, 9 out of 10 people who watch this are probably never going to be world number one. Look, I'm a realist and I'm going to be real with you here. However, I did say, if you are that 1 out of 10, go for gold, go for it, put your head down, get to work. Again, like I said at the start, one thing that these three athletes have in common is the ability to learn to prioritize certain things based on certain goals. And it's kind of almost their form of trying to balance life in itself. Look, most people can agree what they're doing is not really balanced, but potentially if you ask them at the height of their career, whether they think that their life is balanced, they probably will tell you no. However, they probably will tell you that this is what they're willing to do to sacrifice in order to achieve some of their goals. Think of it this way. Most people know that a kilo of feathers is equivalent to a kilo of bricks when you kind of weigh it. Most people actually forget the second part of this phrase, which is you need a crap ton of feathers on one side of the scale in order to balance potentially what might be just one brick, which would weigh a kilo. The analogy here is something like this. In life, there's going to be a lot of things that you need to sacrifice in order to maintain the balance scale. Here, using my hand. Too little and health kind of declines. Too much and your health might be prioritized, but you might kind of fall into the category of doing too much. Look, we have to work to make money, to work for the lifestyle that we want. These Legos do not pay for themselves. Eddie found that sacrificing his health for the World's Strongest Man title and that world record deadlift was something that he was willing to go for. Simone would also probably agree that she was putting her mental health on the line in order to achieve these winning medals. And let's not forget Mr. Gordon Ryan, King Gordon. I think it got to the point where the number of times you can soil your pants becomes too overwhelming, and it's just not worth that next title defense or getting the GOAT status. And now he's just focusing on his health. If we want to be healthier, we need to put in the effort. We need to go to the gym. We need to get sort of aerobic and anaerobic work in, doing a lot of these things to stay healthy. The list goes on and on. But in the end of the day, most of these things we need to do are bloody hard. Just like trying to do the example for this video, I'm not going to go out and find all the birds and pluck the feathers, put it on one side of the scale and find another brick and put it on the other side of the scale. That just sounds inhumane. It just takes a lot of effort. It's just not something that I want to do. Point I'm trying to make. You got to sacrifice things. You got to pay some to get some in order to achieve balance. Look, instant noodles is pretty good, but for most people, this is probably not the healthiest option, and therefore at times you would have to pick the banana or the yogurt or a combination of both with some protein powder. Is it going to be the most delicious? Probably not as good as instant noodles. Is it going to be the healthier option? Of course it's going to be the healthier option. Have a good one.